Alright, some of you saw this in part of my last video, and I'm going to go ahead and show this again just so you guys can see the value of his role. That speed is valuable. Watch how fast he runs right by him. And I'm going to go ahead and break it down for you again, starting with the release. You know he's been working with Davante Adams on his release. He fooled his man and went inside on him. And like I said before, the way he did it was Davante Adams-esque. Nothing wrong with learning from an OG receiver, right? Especially when he's the best in the league. I'm telling you right now, this is a big deal because if he continues to get releases like this, he's going to beat a lot of people deep. And now he's going to show his ability to track the ball. You see his head is turned inside toward the quarterback here, right? Well, he's going to have to play center field now because the ball's going over his outside shoulder because he took that inside release. And there it is, he gets his head around. I don't think you guys realize how hard that is to do. When you turn your head around like that, you have to relocate the ball. You have to process that information in your head pretty quickly too. He also lost ground turning his head because you know his quarterback's going to throw it out in front of him because he's so fast. No big deal though because Tucker sees that ball is out front, so he's going to dive for it, make a great catch. More on him seeing the ball better these days later. He's going to get a lot of one-on-one coverage with Davante Adams in the game, so after he beats the defense deep a few times, he's going to open things back up for Adams, like this right here. This is a cover 3, so that corner is running as fast as he can as he sees Tucker running by. Then here comes Myers playing the role of Adams coming into his zone. That corner is in full stride right now, so there's no way he's going to be able to slow down in time to prevent that catch. Tucker being able to use his speed to manipulate the defense for Adams is going to be huge. Alright, here Tucker's inside with Christian Wilkins playing the role of Adams outside. And just like Adams would be doing, Wilkerson is taking the corner and safety with him, so as soon as Tucker clears the linebackers, that's a catch. Guess he's setting up some good two-man game for Adams and Tucker. He's making the defense make choices, and whichever choice the defense makes, it's going to be the wrong one. It's going to be hard to stop an offense like this. Adams talked about him at his presser a little bit, saying he's a lot more confident catching the ball after his eye surgery and how much he likes helping him out. Saying he's like a son to him ain't right though.
Well, the first thing Trey did that was probably the smartest thing he's ever done is get LASIK eye surgery. So when he did that, you can tell he's a lot more confident catching the ball and playing his position. That has to be something that's not even on your mind. You just think about making the play, not hopefully I catch this ball. So I've seen his confidence in his hands, and you can feel a person's confidence as they progress and get better at a specific part of their game. So to watch the evolution of him and to know his mentality and his aim going out there, he's a very driven young player, and he's doing all the things right now to put himself in position to keep getting better. So I mean he's like my son right now. I feel like I got a son on the team, and in the most like brotherly way, but we going into year 2, going into year 11, we got a little experience gap, and I love nothing more here but to help anybody, but especially that kid.
Of course, they asked Tucker himself about the eye surgery.
I would say, when I looked at the end of my season last year, I was actually, farsighted, so it's harder seeing things far away. And, it wasn't crazy, but, as a receiver, you don't have 20/20 vision. I think it's very important that you do. So it's something that I looked into and something that I ultimately decided to do.
Have you noticed that it's worked in terms of picking up the ball?
For sure, yeah. You see the precision, the depth precision, the HD of the vision. It's a huge difference, and well worth getting it done.
Is there a major adjustment in terms of you figured out how to see the ball when you don't see it perfectly? So now you see it perfectly, maybe it's getting there a bit quicker than you expect. Is there an adjustment like that?
I mean, I would just say it's the depth precision. When you're seeing something far away, you don't really know how fast it's coming or where is it, and you're able to locate the ball faster. So that's probably what I've noticed out of getting it. So yeah.
They also asked him about his best impression of Ghost of the Post.
I mean, it happened so fast. People asking about it. it's crazy. I just remember looking over one shoulder and looking over the other, and next thing it just came down with the catch. So that's one of those ones where you probably won't get that in practice, but when it comes in the game, you got to make it.
They asked him what it's like working with Adams and how it feels to have him back.
I know I was happy to see him. Obviously, it is what it is. The offense runs through him, and the receiver room does as well. So he's a leader, and having him is just like I always say, like a confidence booster, because he's one of the best, if not the best. So just having him alongside of all of us, and kind of just how he teaches us, and critiquing and all that type of stuff is very good to have.
You could tell he appreciates him, but he doesn't agree with all that sun crap.
Oh no, no, I'm gonna have to get him. No, he's like a big brother. I'm gonna have to get him about that for sure.
Then he talked about building a relationship with Adams.
I think when you really get to know Tay and like who he is, I guess it's just we kind of think the same way, So for me and him, we kind of instantly clicked. I came in as a rookie, and like I just said, we value the same things, and so when that happens, you become really close to him or to whoever that is with. And me and him, we just really hit it off. And I would say really this year and last year, we got closer as the year went, but this year we really got super close. And like I said, it's just like-minded people.
Then he talked about Adams' influence on him.
Man, that's a great question. A lot of things, man. I mean, like I'm sure he's told you, but like I try to ask him a question all the time. Now we were close, so it's just kind of like a conversation. But before then, man, it was just like, like how he always says, like how he measures, it's about greatness. He doesn't measure his status on wins and losses, which, for me, is very important. If I'm my best self, then that makes the team better. So kind of that standpoint, and too many things to name on the football field, just, how to play around with DBs and that type of thing. And he's the best at it, so.
He talked about how good it is to be in the receiver room with Adams.
It's a blessing, honestly. I always think about that because, there's 31 other teams and there's 31 other wide receiver rooms. But luckily enough, I got to be in this one and with him, and it's a huge part in my development.
Then he talked about the transition of Adams going from his role model to his teammate.
I mean, I'll tell you this. I remember 2022, so obviously I got drafted in 2023. I was watching the Raiders and Chiefs game at the Chiefs, and crazy game and all the stuff that happened. And I just remember, like, my coach, we came in and watched film, and he would, like, put on a bunch of NFL receivers, and all we watched was Davante Adams, his release, his route running, and all that. And then it just so happened one day I woke up, and I was a Raider. I'm like, that's my teammate now. Wow. And then we just hit it off, and that's my guy.
Oh, we learned a thing or two from Jacoby Myers, too.
He's the most underrated player. I mean, I watch him run routes and do things, and I'm just like, how do you do that? It's like his releases, and I think the thing that flies under the radar, and a lot of people around the league know, he's just a dog. I mean, he'll go in there and hit a D lineman and put him on their back. You know what I mean? And to be a receiver to do that, that's different. That's kind of a tight end job, or a lineman or running back job. But he does it, and he's just a dog. And same with Tay. Those are like my big brothers. But I beat up on Kobe more than I do Tay. So. But he's a big part too, and he gives me a lot of things that, he's like, you work on this, do this, and, I kind of pick his brain just as much as I do Tay's.
Tucker playing mind games with corners with that speed? Watch out.
For sure. Like going back on, like we were talking about Tay earlier, like, it's crazy to think about, like, maybe the second play of the game is a run play, and you outside release and do like a little stutter or something, and, next time you do it, he's like, oh, he just did a stutter, now he's going to do this, and you're just playing mind games with him. So to be able to do that and know that what you're doing is huge, because I kind of did it a little this week in Minnesota, like, run play, and that doesn't apply to my rules, that I'm able to, have some freedom, and then it kind of sets up some stuff later on. So it's fun, and it definitely works.
He talked a little bit about the difference between this season and last season.
Yeah, I would just say, knowing the ends about everything. As a rookie, every week is a new week. You're learning something new. Thursday games, Saturday games, Sunday games. Every week is something new. So kind of knowing what to expect, and then knowing what they expect of me, and then doing my job, and not just doing my job, doing it really well.
And, of course, they talked about the quarterback battle. He made it clear O'Connell's his guy.
Yeah, I mean, he's my guy. I mean, it's... every time I see him, we crack a joke, so very comfortable. And I know he trusts me, and I got his back and he's got mine. So whenever he puts that ball in the air, it's either got to be mine or nobody's. I never want to give him an interception that he was targeting me, and like I said, just have his back, because a lot of people don't understand the quarterbacks have a lot to go through, especially in the NFL. It's a very mental game for them, so just try to help them out as much as you can.
I was so looking forward to see what Tucker would do after he flashed down the stretch for last season. Then in training camp, I got a little nervous because he had a few drops. I was like, please, his hands weren't a problem last year. He can't start doing that now. But when the lights came on Saturday, there was nothing to worry about. My mind was put at ease. The type of catch he made in that game was something to behold too. It showed his ability to track the deep ball and play center field like goes to the post. I guess that eye surgery helped. He also showed a little something on his release. He's learning well from Myers and Adams, especially Adams. Thank you for watching. See you next time.